Demarcus Cousins and the Houston Rockets mutually agree to part ways here, and they just released him this morning, his Cousins, so now he's a free agent. There's only a handful of teams that'll probably be interested in him, in my opinion. Both LA teams, the Lakers and Clippers, and I say the Brooklyn Nets, who need another big to go with DeAndre Jordan. So Cousins on the season, he was ranked 152 in fantasy basketball. 9.6 points a game, 7.6 rebounds, 2.4 assists, 1.6 threes, only 37% from the field and 74% from the foul line for Cousins. So Cousins, he was working his way back into shape. And the last 2 or 3 weeks filling in for Christian Wood, he's played pretty well, is Cousins, with a few big games. But the next destination for him, I don't think he's going to have a major role. He's only going to play 15, 20 minutes, I believe, off the bench for one of these teams. And obviously these other teams, they're stacked and have more scoring options and better players on their rosters. So his fantasy impact's going to be minimal, I believe, with Cousins. And the thing with Cousins, he don't play back-to-backs anyway. And there's going to be some load management games where he's not going to play. So all 10 and 12 team leagues, I would cut him loose no matter where he goes, in my opinion. The last 3 games he played pretty well for this Rocket team, though. February 13th at New York, 10 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists. February 15th at Washington, 12 points, 7 boards, 2 threes. And then his biggest game, possibly of the season, at Philly, 19 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, and 4 threes. So Cousins, he still has the ability to put up some decent stats and have some good games, but I don't think it's going to happen much this season, especially if he goes to Brooklyn. If he goes to Brooklyn, he's not going to play major minutes. They got Harden, Durant, and Irvin, who's going to have the ball in their hands a lot. And Cousins, he'll be more of a cleanup guy, a guy to get some rebounds and some putbacks, and that's about it. And even with the Lakers, I know Anthony Davis is out, and Cousins, he'll probably start at center or come off the bench, but I don't think he'll have a big impact with this Laker team. This Laker team, they need more of a rim protector, and Cousins, at this point of his career, he really isn't that, but we'll see where he lands. I believe he does go to the Los Angeles Lakers, where he does have unfinished business, in my opinion, with the Laker team. He was on the roster last year, then they cut him loose after the injuries. Plus the Lakers early in the day, they made another roster move to open up a spot, releasing Quinn Cook, the sharpshooting 3-point shooter. So I think Cousins, all signs point to him picking the Lakers and going back there, but I just don't think he'll have enough fantasy value and put up enough consistent numbers for the Lakers. So in all 10, 12 team leagues, I would drop him. But we'll see where Demarcus Cousins lands in the next few days to a couple weeks here.